AIDS is a new disease. It is usually transmitted sexually. It probably developed in Africa in the mid-1970s, then found its way to New York, to Los Angeles, to San Francisco.
The AIDS virus has no civil rights.
When I think about the social setting of this disease, every disease has a social setting, but HIV was really frightening. They would always say, "Doc, I'm going to beat this," and you'd say to yourself, obviously not to the patient, "Nobody beats this. This is a death sentence."
One of the things that happened early in the epidemic was the appreciation that we didn't know anything, that this was a bad situation and we were ignorant. And the response to that was to do research and for the government to invest eventually in ramping up that research.
And in the early days of AIDS, we knew the patients would die. So we did what we call palliative medicine, where the idea was really just trying to make people comfortable in the face of certain death.
This is not a political issue. This is a health issue. This is not a gay issue. This is a human issue.
We at first had AZT. The first drug that we had was very controversial. It was controversial because it wasn't very effective, it was quite toxic, and it wasn't very potent, so nothing much going for it.
The 96 thing happened, and it was so exciting because we had built our system. We were able to really go down that path of, antiretroviral treatment really quickly. I mean, we turned directions really fast. Everybody had to.
Now, since then, the advances have been building on that. More drugs in the same class as AZT to begin with. Later on, protease inhibitors, non-nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitors, all these drug classes, but it requires more than one drug. And in the case of HIV, usually 3 drugs to be effectively blocked in its growth. When you effectively block the growth of this virus, then the person can begin to recover. So even people that were really quite sick, once we had so-called triple therapy, which really hit us in 1996, when we had that, then we had patients, some of whom are still alive today, sick then. So in every respect, this was a dramatic change for us and our patients. We used to debate almost endlessly the question of when should treatment be started. Should we wait until the disease progressed more? What we realize today is that really everyone should be treated. The earlier the better. Even, and we really believe this is important, starting treatment on the day the diagnosis is made, so-called rapid treatment. Rapid is the new mantra in our field. Among the challenges that we still face with HIV are testing, getting people into care, making drugs available, and there we have the great advantage of federal drug assistance programs so that the cost shouldn't be really a barrier, but we need to bring people in. Of course, globally, all these issues are exaggerated by this epidemic hitting in very poor parts of the world where availability of testing and treatments can be a real problem. And I think it's going to be important as we face, the next epidemics, which we know are happening, that we learn the lessons that we've learned from our response to HIV and continue to make progress in all of the rest of medicine. There's so much more to do.